Welcome to the David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
What's up, everybody? So, we're going to have fun with this one because they contacted the show and I listened to the music and I loved what they're doing with the music. Now, from what I understand, they used to do some writing and some other stuff, and we're going to get into this whole story, but they're coming back out and getting back on the circuit and everything else, and I find it just fascinating. I love it, and this is going to be fun. Please, everybody, welcome to the show, Brittaney and Branden Sanchez. Branden. Yeah, there. See, you screwed me up. I totally forgot.
It is spelled weird.
So. Yeah, well, you know. I had to write it down because I'm bad with people's names. It's just what I do.
I'm the same way. So
yeah, it gets crazy.
Well, thank you, David, for having us on the show. This is awesome. My wife and I are very. Oh, I had a voice crack there.
It's okay. We'll edit it out. No, we won't.
Yeah.
Hey, I forgot to tell you that we don't edit much around here.
Yes, that's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Relax.
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got his fidget toy.
I'm retreating into my head right now.
Yeah, this is a new thing on the show. We've actually introduced fidget toys today, so
which is good for me. So just no clicking.
No, you can click. You can do whatever you want to.
Okay, cool.
So anyway, tell me the backstory. I want to hear the backstory. It was all Branden at first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you two met.
Yeah.
Or was this during,
yeah.
I'm trying to get a timeline here.
Yeah.
So, first off, Brittany and I are married, obviously, or, I guess it wouldn't necessarily be obvious. We could be brother and sister, but no, we're married.
Well, we're not in Alabama. So,
well, I was saying in reference to our last name. So, anyway, yeah, we're Branden and Brittany Sanchez. I started writing music at a young age. I think I was 15 years old in high school.
Sweet.
Started playing guitar. Of all songs, it's going to be kind of weird, but what inspired me to pick up the guitar was a song by Rob Thomas and Santana called Smooth.
Yep.
And I just liked the song and I was like, I'm going to learn how to play guitar.
Well, I don't care who Santana has as a vocalist. He's just badass. Yeah. Anything with Santana on it is just bad. It's just, dude can pick the hell out of a guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a legend in his own.
Exactly. And so I loved that music. And then I got kind of into some of Santana's other music, and then I just started playing songs that were on the radio and just kind of trying to figuring them out. It was before you could look it up on the internet. I think they had tabs that you could find, but it was a chore to learn music back then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cause nowadays it doesn't matter. You can pull up anything on the internet.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So
it is wild. There's even guys out there now that are showing you, for people that can't read music and stuff, there's people out there that are showing how they're doing their hands on each chord, and people are learning that way.
So it was before that time, and I just had a friend who showed me a few chords, and then I got a music book. They actually made those. Mm-hmm. Now you could go to Guitar Center and pick up a music book and learn how to play guitar that way.
Oh yeah. And a book, boys and girls, is this thing that's paper, and you open it and you can read.
They may have had a CD that came along with it too, but I don't know. So
yeah, well,
you're dating us.
Yeah, I know.
No, you're talking about dating. I'm 8-track. Okay. My first car at 16 years old came with an 8-track in it.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. I didn't argue too much. As soon as cassette come out, I switched it out. So
yeah.
It was pretty badass, but I loved it.
That's cool.
I loved my first car. It was a good car.
What'd you have?
I had a little Chevy Cavalier coupe, little rally sport, and
it was a Barbie car.
It was. Yeah. It was white and it was 2-door and it was super cute for back then. and it was a stick shift.
Yeah.
So I would just ride all around town in that thing. And
Yeah, you know what a stick shift is now, right? Theft proof.
yeah, seriously.
Nobody can drive them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I actually learned how to drive stick shift from her. It's kind of weird. So.
That's cool,
Yeah.
though.
But it is, yeah.
We got
You learned it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go get you in a big truck with 18 speed. See how good you do. That'd be hilarious.
He has done.
No, I've actually
What was your
driven
first
a
car?
Truck. Yeah. My first car was a Ford Escort. So
Sweet.
a 91 Ford Escort. Really,
Yeah.
really cool stuff. It had windshield wipers that were windshield wiper, the little sprayer, the little squirter thing. I don't know what you call that, but they were kind of broken, so you could face them outward,
Yeah.
like to the side, and squirt people. Like
Oh, that would be
we
fun.
used to, have fun squirting people down the road.
I had an aunt that did that. It was like the back one. She was like, if someone would tail end her, she would just squirt them and they would back up.
Yeah, that's funny.
We got in a lot of trouble in high school doing that. Like,
They don't make cars the same anymore.
No. My first car was a 67 Mustang Fastback GT.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Oh, yeah, it was. 4-speed.
I'd rather have that than a Ford Escort for sure.
I don't know. I spent a lot of time working on that car. How much did you spend on working on the Escort?
Not at all.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's just one of those things, man. I mean,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in that car. I'm just glad that back then there was no cell phones and no video and all that other crap. So
Yeah.
Yeah. For real. Gosh. I know. I'm glad they didn't have that stuff back then.
oh yeah, yeah. Talk about notoriety off that video. Woo.
Yeah.
Too much craziness.
So yeah, I guess we went on a little tangent there, but
No, it's not a tangent. It's a bunny trail.
yes,
Brittany
Nice.
Bishop has said that I go on bunny trails. Everybody else just says I ramble too much. So
I like bunny trails.
Yeah,
That's
they're
good.
fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we met each other and then we dated for a while and then we got married.
how old was you?
I was 24 when we got married. She was 22.
Yeah, but we met when I was 18 and he was 20.
Yeah, so that was a long journey.
Yeah.
So.
It was a long journey, and he was always the musical one, and
Yeah.
I didn't do music at all. So I grew up dancing, and like dance was my thing. So I just did all the styles of dance, and I just
Right.
never even knew that music was like a thing for me at all. Like I liked music.
Yeah.
I loved music, but I didn't know that I was like
Actually could do it.
could do anything, And then I met him, and he was just honestly intimidating because he was like so musical, and he's like, "Here, try to sing with me on this," and I'm like, "I don't know," He's like, "Sing a harmony." I'm like, "I don't even know
What's harmony?
how to do that." Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what that is. So
But she was doing it all along. That's the thing is she was singing,
natural?
Yeah, she was singing, kind of along with CDs and stuff that she had, and just never really sang in front of people.
Yeah.
But she could sing naturally. So
My thing always was I could sing to any band on the radio all day long. I don't care. What it sounded like, I have no clue. But what it sounded like in my head was pretty badass.
well, see, that's what I thought. Like,
Yeah.
growing up, I would sing, Celine Dion and Mariah Carey and like all my favorite, people.
you're dating yourself. No.
And yeah, I know I'm dating myself again, but it is what it is. And yeah, I thought they were so good. And if they sang in a key that I couldn't sing in, like I thought I couldn't sing or whatever. And so, that's when American Idol like had first come out, and
Oh, yeah.
like people would try out and they'd be like terrible, but it was super entertaining to watch those. And I thought that I was probably one of those people that like their parents told them, "Oh, you're so good. Like you should go try out for American Idol," but really they weren't talented at all.
Yeah.
So I just like kept it to myself.
And see, that's one thing I don't like about some of the shows that they do now, like The Voice and American Idol, and a lot of them, you don't hear the voice cracking and the, you know, you don't see them actually sit there and look at people nowadays and go, yeah, who told you could sing? Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, yeah. I want to see that stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, but now they've got it down to where everybody that comes on there is talented. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just who's going to turn for them, you know. I'm like, no, I want to see some of the I can't find the word for it. Some of the ones that can't sing, mm-hmm. that they've got it in their head that they can.
Yeah, because that's like most of us, you know. Yeah. Like
that's to me that's more funny too. So
yeah, I mean, it's way more entertaining. Yeah.
So definitely keep my voice crack in this. So it's just authentic, you know.
Well, I mean, just whatever. I don't care. I ain't editing it out, so
okay.
Okay, so y'all met.
Yeah.
And you was making her sing with you and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then we had our first little girl in 2011, and he's been writing music forever, you know, just always writing something.
Yeah.
And I'm like not in that world at all.
Well, no, you're mommy now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then one day I just felt on my heart like I was supposed to start learning piano, and mm-hmm. I just kind of hopped on the internet and just started teaching myself and plunking out chords and figuring out what, you know, some musical theory and keys and different things. And then I don't know, songs started kind of coming out, and I never will forget the first time I wrote a song, and I was so excited because like he's the songwriter, not me.
Right.
So I wrote my very first one. I was like, oh my gosh, I wrote a song. Like mm-hmm. that's crazy. So I showed it to him, and you know, it was terrible. It was my first song was terrible. You know,
everybody's first song is terrible.
Yeah, like that's just like you that's just part of the course. But I was so excited, and he just looked at me and he was like, oh, that's interesting.
Well, see, I give up because he said everybody's first song is terrible, and I just wrote a song the other day with.
Oh. I should back that up a little.
I'm done.
I don't.
But listen, you can only go up from there, right? Like,
yeah, well, you know. No, I helped write some songs back when I was younger, but it was metal. I mean, you know, it was different back then.
Yeah.
You know, and then the first country song, I should say, I wrote with David Easterling and his wife Laura, and we just did the rough draft and, you know, the rough chords and everything. But I'm hoping I can find time to get back to it and finish that one song, because I love that one song. And I don't know how it might not ever go anywhere, but at least I can say, hey, I wrote a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's how I always felt. I was like, I can say that, like,
I wrote something.
I wrote something, and I have like something to leave behind. Like,
damn it, I'm a songwriter now.
Yeah, that's right. Like, it's not just him anymore.
Well, and it's funny, after I said that, I was like, you know what? I probably shouldn't have said every song. Everybody's first song is not good, because that's probably not true. There's probably somebody that wrote it.
I guarantee you there's somewhere somebody wrote something on a napkin and it's a number one somewhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You never know.
It's a banger.
Yep.
It's a banger.
Yep.
That'll never see the light of day. But anyway, from there, we just started kind of like collaborating and writing stuff. And then we came out with an EP of songs. Well, actually, we were like in a church that was like, had a family of churches, and all the songwriters from all these different churches would get together and do these like songwriting.
Yeah.
Like
songwriter rounds.
Yeah. Like rounds. And so one of them was called 5 and 5. So you'd have to write 5 songs in 5 days, and they had to be start to finish every single day, write a whole song, complete the song, and post it.
See, I'd be going back to Andrew Dice Clay writing little nursery limericks.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Well, some of them you know. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was a really cool exercise though,
Yeah.
because it kind of forced you to just make some time to be creative and
Right.
write a song. And even if it wasn't great, no one really cared, because half the songs weren't great.
Yeah.
But they just were, it was an exercise,
Yeah.
I think that's one really important thing to songwriting and music, is really to dedicate time to do that.
Yeah.
Not just,
Well, I've got a friend of mine. He was on the show, and he wrote a song, and it was a damn good song. But we were talking about the song before he started singing it, and he's like, "Well, it didn't really start out this way, And I'm like, "Okay." Basically, he went in and he had the whole basis for it, but he went back and redone all of it. Kept the heart of it,
Yeah.
but just ripped everything else out and redone it, and it turned into a damn good song. It made me want a shot. So
That's kind of what we did with this last song.
Stay, we just released it 2 days ago.
Yeah.
yeah,
And we sat down and was like, let's write a song about relationships, and we wrote it together, and then we started to like kind of get an idea of what we wanted it to sound like and the vibe. And we started producing it, and like it just at some point took a weird left turn, and like it just didn't turn out how we wanted. So we just scratched the whole thing and just
We kept the vocal.
Brandon got back on the guitar, and we just kind of liked, I don't know, we worked through the chords, and we reworked the chords and the arrangement, and then it turned out a lot better the second time around.
yeah.
And
We listened to it
sometimes-
earlier
Oh, did you?
before y'all got here.
Oh, that's cool.
We both liked it.
Oh, that's good. Awesome.
I think Julie was immersed in macaroni and cheese making.
I can't wait to eat that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Yeah. But sometimes songs just take
they
long
take time.
time, yeah.
Sometimes they just hit you all of a sudden, and then
yeah.
because I know a bunch of songwriters out there, and they're just like, "Yeah, I was just driving down the road and it hit me,"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's happened to me several times. And
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, man, I haven't written a song in a long time. Oh, those clouds. Oh, those clouds have some silver lining on them. And then it just goes.
Look at that sky; it sure is blue.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I wish I wasn't in this car right now. Where else would I rather be?
Well,
Yeah.
just a little story on that. I wrote a song called Sweet Kentucky Paradise when we moved from California. That's part of our story too. I'm kind of jumping forward a little bit, but we moved from California out to Somerset, Kentucky. And I think within the first 6 months, I had started writing a song just about, just the beauty of the hills. And I don't know
Yeah.
if you've been there in the Cumberland, Lake Cumberland up in Kentucky.
Yeah,
It's just beautiful. And the sunsets, it's like, it seemed like every day there was a beautiful sunset, and like sunrises were beautiful too. And, there's something even just about being in a new place that can inspire you to write a song.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah. It really is.
Especially coming from Fresno. I don't know if you know where Fresno is.
Oh yeah, I've been all over California.
That's
Yeah.
right, because you drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, yes. So Fresno's like not a pretty town at all. It's like a cement
Don't
slab,
talk
and
too
it's
much.
Let me tell you,
flat.
everybody loves Las Vegas. They say it's beautiful and all that other stuff, and I'm like, you slept all day, didn't you? Because during the day, it's a dump.
I mean, it's not. It's nothing like this out here. This is actual.
Well, you
Really
got the
just-
beauty of the trees, the
Yeah, I
green,
mean,
the
it's
green
just-
grass,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
one reason I moved out of Nashville is I can see stars now.
Yeah.
I go out my back porch and just look up.
Exactly. It's like you can breathe out here.
Where we came from, there was a lot of smog and pollution.
Oh yeah, I know.
And And it was amazing because we moved here and it was like, wow, it seems like the sky is so big here.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like it went on for miles and miles and miles. And it's not like this sky is any bigger here than it is there. It's just you can see more of it.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Especially, well, like at night coming across New Mexico and Arizona. That's a big ass sky.
Yeah, it is.
And you can see every star up there.
I mean, we drove from Fresno to here, you know, so I mean,
That's a long ride.
it is a long, especially when you got 2 kids and a dog and everything you own.
I'd have packed them up in the back.
Oh my gosh.
They did so good though.
They did. I mean, they were young too. They were 6 and 9.
How old are they now?
They're 9 and 12.
9 and 12.
Yeah.
One of them's going to be 13 in a month or so.
Yeah.
So what do they think about the music journey y'all were on?
Well, they're actually very musical themselves.
They are.
Scarlett, I'm teaching her how to play guitar. She's our oldest. And then Renee, our youngest, she plays ukulele and she writes her own little songs. So it's
cool.
Yeah, it's so neat. Actually, both of them do, but it's so neat to just watch them just right there. So like write little songs and, you know, Daddy, check this out. Check this guitar part that I came up with, you know. It's just, it's so awesome. It's fun.
And ukuleles are not easy.
No. And she, Renee is really quite good at it. She's like just naturally, you know, has natural rhythm. She's got the finesse. Like
I can't get my hand to follow this hand. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Yeah, that is hard. Yeah. But she's, you know, it took her a while to get that, like, kind of that rhythm, but she's really doing good with it now.
she'll play little melodies while she's playing chords. It's like,
yeah. But they, I think they think that we're like famous. Because we like have a song out or whatever, you know, and they have no concept of what that really means, you know, in the larger scheme of things. And so so cute. They're like, they go to school and they tell their teachers like, oh,
Mom and Dad's on Spotify.
Yeah, they got a song that just came out today. Like, you got to play it, you know. And I know they tried to get our song played on like the intercom on like the morning announcements.
Oh yeah,
at the middle school.
they think it's so cool that we're like, we have a video on YouTube and it's got like 30 views or something. It probably has more now.
I can't say nothing.
Check out our YouTube.
It's a cool video though.
The first video I did, it got like 13, 14 views on it.
Yeah.
I was right there on the edge of the seat going, all right.
Yeah.
Somebody watched it.
Yeah. We got one more.
We had one song when we were just kind of starting out, and we had one song where we did a cover, and for some reason it got like 30,000 views in like
a week.
A few days, and it was like, well, why? You know, like
That was back in 2014.
Let me tell you something. There are, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, I don't know, but, and it's funny because I figured this out. I was up in Chicago one time with my cousin, and he plays bass. So we went to a club, and he wasn't playing that night, but he had some friends that were playing. He wanted me to go, so we went. And it was 3 different bands, and each band was a cover band. And I'm like, why are they just doing covers, you know? And he's like, oh, no, dude, cover bands are the thing right now. And I'm like, wow, because 2-3 months ago, I went and seen a buddy of mine, a friend of the show, Mark Ali. He has a cover band called Domine, or Domine. I can't ever pronounce that right. Is it Domine? Domin? I don't know. Anyway, Mark will call me later and he'll be like, what the hell, dude? But anyway, they do a Pink Floyd tribute. And the whole first part of the set is the older Pink Floyd stuff. And he's got a view screen on stage that plays The Wizard of Oz while they do it.
wow,
It's interesting.
yeah.
And then they'll do an intermission, and then when they come back, then they play all the hits of Pink Floyd. And dude, it blew me away.
Wow.
But a lot of bands, a lot of the older bands are not touring anymore.
That's true.
A lot of the members have died off and everything else. And these cover bands really are keeping a lot of that thriving. So it's interesting. Yeah. And I also noticed, like on YouTube, people look for that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy to me, but I mean, hell.
But there's a lot of creativity if you can take an original and make it your own too.
Yeah.
Or do a different rendition of it.
The guitarist that he had, lick for lick, right there with David Gilmour,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards. And then he had 2 backup singers. And that one Pink Floyd song, it's just got the lady doing the vocal range and everything. And, well, I can't do it. But anyway, this lady that he had on stage with them, she was hitting it note for note. I was just blown away. I had goosebumps the whole damn time.
Wow.
And I'm not a huge Pink Floyd fan, but I appreciate good music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like our girls, it's kind of funny. So we grew up in the 90s and everything, and I got to show them this song by the Cranberries, Zombie. And there's like a newer version that Miley Cyrus says, and it's so neat to hear like that song with a different voice on it.
Yeah.
And I think her voice actually sounds really great on that.
Yeah.
Our
Like,
girls love.
they love it. Yeah.
Well, Molly's voice has changed so much over the years. And I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast with her on it, and she was telling, she used to smoke, she used to do all kinds of stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you can tell she sounds different. I mean, from her like Hannah Montana days.
Oh yeah.
Which is what Scarlett's into right now. She'll watch that, but then she's like listening to, the Miley Cyrus zombie version. She's like, how is this the same person?
Yeah.
I was talking to Brittany today, and I'm like, man, I think her voice would sound really good on Landslide by Fleetwood Mac with like kind of Stevie Nicks, because Stevie Nicks kind of has that lower register.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
It's
interesting stuff.
I'm always thinking about stuff like that. I think it's just kind of more the production side of things, like hearing things. So.
Yeah, and see that there's times where I hear a song and I'll be like, man, there was like 4 or 5 more people at different levels, just all harmonizing together on this certain point. I love harmony. Yeah. I love it when you get 4 or 5 people, like Seven Bridges Road. I mean, hell, they were blessed as a band because they all had lead vocalist on it in the band. They all had lead guitarist in the band. It was just amazing.
Well, maybe we'll get our kids singing with us.
There you go.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, you had, what in the world was that? Oh, my phone. My phone's hooked up to the board over there. I didn't even realize it.
Interference. Some radio interference there.
Radio interference. Yeah. I'm on the Mexican radio.
But,
that's an old song. Can anybody tell me who wrote that song?
I don't know it.
It's back in the 80s. I'm an 80s kid.
So that's why the whole metal thing, that's like,
it
started right there.
It was glam metal off the ass, And it's just, it was crazy back then.
That's kind
there was some good music back then.
There was a lot of good music back then.
Even our kids are like, Mom, the music, like they love, Mom, can we listen to the 80s music channel? Like they love listening to the 80s music. Or they'll ask us like, hey, can you play, I don't know, like, Zombie, or like, they love Incubus or Nirvana, like all these, it's like.
They into Pantera?
No.
We showed them that?
No.
I don't know.
They probably won't. Well, maybe if they're listening to music that we don't know about at some point.
Well, you never know. It all depends. Some people tend to go one way or the other.
Yeah.
They'll either go to country or they'll go to metal, or
That's funny.
then you got the hip hop and you got all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a
growing up dancing, I wasn't. Don't shoot me. I wasn't into country music. I was a dancer.
I know.
but there's a but. Hold on.
We're still working on it.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: like being in Fresno, California, I didn't have a like when I would hear songs about country roads and like living out in the country, like I couldn't connect to it because I lived in the city.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I mean, I guess some people there connected to it, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
And so, but since we moved out here, like I'm all in. I love country music now, which I never thought I would.
Especially songs about the lake, right? Because we know
I mean,
what
like,
that's
yeah, like lake songs. Like for, being from California, we would have like listened to songs more about the beach kind of thing, and so just, I just couldn't connect to it back then. But like living here now, I totally get it. Like I can, I can connect to the music a whole lot more, and the way people talk and the way that they dress and what they do for fun, and the lake, all the things are just it's different now. So
out in California, their level of fun basically surrounds two things: drinking and a club. That's it.
I was like, where are you going with this one?
That's about all the fun you're going to get out there, Yep. But you get here and you've opened up a whole new can of worms.
Yeah.
It's drinking and everything. Like
It's
shooting.
drinking, it's shooting guns, it's,
Yeah.
Fishing, of course, right?
yeah, well, you're definitely fishing, and then you got bonfires.
Oh yeah.
Grilling out with friends.
Yeah.
Going mudding,
Still haven't done that one.
Yeah. It sounds like, when you say all that, it sounds like the club and the alcohol is a better combination, safer combination.
No.
Than the
No. No.
No.
Look, every country girl's dream, and I'm saying this just because this is what I think, not what I know firsthand, but I think every girl's dream would be to have that guy that would take her out in the country and make a bonfire and sit there and play a guitar with her, and the whole bed of the truck is just full of pillows and blankets and just hang out and I mean,
hang out.
that'd be a hell of a first date, second date, third date, I mean, but you got all the stars above you, you've got nature, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, nature. I mean, there was where Fresno is close to Yosemite. It's close to the Sierra Nevada. It's a couple hours from the beach, so you're like kind of close in proximity. But you have to hustle to live there so much. You don't have time to go visit those spots very much unless you're super intentional to like mark off your calendar and go go drive every weekend to go somewhere to do something. Otherwise you end up just kind of living in your small worlds. And Fresno itself, there's plenty to do there, but there's not a lot of just like nature and beauty around you.
There's I can't remember where it's at. There's a lake up there somewhere that everybody drives to.
Schaefer.
Might be, I don't know.
Huntington, Bass Lake, Hume.
I just know every summer I could always tell that the lake was open because there'd be like 1,000 people on the road with a boat trying to get there.
That's got to be it's got to be Millerton or Bass.
Yeah, Pine Flat. There's Pine Flat.
Or Shaver. But I mean, there's a lot of lakes nearby, but you have to go drive to them. They're
but then once you get there, there's all that 1,000 boats that was on the road. Now they're in the lake.
Yep.
And they're all parked.
Yeah.
I never understood that.
Yeah. Actually, Branden has a story about how he saved somebody's life at the lake who was drowning.
It was our
and it's got a wild twist to it. It was our neighbor.
Wow.
That was an Indian family, and they didn't speak English, and apparently they couldn't swim. And here we are, we're all at the lake. Like, we didn't even know that they were there. Like, I mean, we couldn't really talk with them
Yeah.
house to house because Indian families often live like several generations in one home. So they had like the grandparents, the parents, the kids. There may have been some aunts and uncles in the mix at some points there. But only the grandkids could speak English.
Yeah.
So our kids saw the neighbor boy at the lake. They're like, "Oh, look, that's our neighbors." And we're like, "Oh, it is?" Well, there were 3 of the teenage girls that were like on these little floaties. And they were like, what, 30,
Yeah, probably about 30 feet.
30 feet, 30,
40.
yeah, 40 feet out in the lake. Well, Shaver Lake gets deep real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So they're out there, and apparently they couldn't swim, and they didn't have life jackets on. And the girl fell off the floaty and like started drowning. Like,
wow.
It was crazy. Like, she was, kind of, you couldn't tell at first because you can't tell if somebody's like kind of just playing around or if they're like, help, and they're in a frantic frenzy. But I noticed it right away. And then I was like, well, the water was really cold and I didn't want to jump in. I was like, Brandon, you gotta go help him.
Well, plus,
but he did. He went
people
help
don't probably know this, but like when you go out, actually, I think it is well known that when you go out there and you save somebody and you're trying to swim, carrying their body weight, it's very hard.
Yeah.
And it was like me and this other guy that had jumped in there, and it was took a lot of strength to pull her in because she didn't know how to swim at all.
Well,
yeah. Well, you've got that flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's freaking out.
Yeah,
too.
freaking out bad.
Yeah, she was in such a panic that the first guy got to her first, and she just pushed him down to try to get herself up.
Yeah.
And then Branden kind of got her off of the other guy, and then the both of them kind of brought her in. Well, she was like in shock, and her whole family was like screaming, like from the shore.
Yeah.
In their language, I think was probably Punjabi.
I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, so they got her, and none of them said anything to us.
Well, they couldn't.
And then, yeah, but I mean, they could have I don't know. They could have even acknowledged,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then from that day forward, they never said anything to us, and we just all lived right next door to each other.
It's like it never happened.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Kind of like you want to walk outside one day and just holler, "You're welcome."
Yeah. I mean, that's not why you did it, but it's like, that's just kind of
It's just interesting. Interesting story.
Bunny trail.
Yeah.
Bunny trail.
Yeah, we like those.
I like bunny trails.
I'm gonna write a song about that.
Oh my gosh, it would be so relevant.
No, write a song.
Oh
about,
God.
Yeah, the lake. The lake experience. Yeah,
Nah.
probably not.
No, bunny trails.
That'd be a #1 hit. No, probably not.
Probably not. I don't know. That all depends.
Yeah,
It could be.
yeah.
I keep telling him we got to write a song called Groundhog Day about how you just kind of keep living the same day, and you just kind of you just
Look, Punxsutawney Phil is he's an asshole. I'm telling you. I mean, you only got so many days of winter left. You lying sack of shit.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He lies. They ain't got it right.
Yeah, but the movie
was funny as hell.
the movie was great, and
I just loved it when he had the Punxsutawney Phil actor holding onto the steering wheel, letting the groundhog drive the truck.
Yeah.
That was funny as all get
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah, and that was my brother's favorite movie, one of his favorite movies growing up. And now I feel as an adult, you get up and you kind of just do the same thing every day, which we're trying to, live creatively. So we break out of that a bit. But yeah, I mean, if you're not conscious or intentional to do that, it can really feel like you're just living
That's
day in and day out.
one reason why I started this show. I was getting up, I was going to work, I was coming home.
Yeah.
I'd get something to eat and
Repeat.
take a shower, go to bed, repeat.
Yeah.
And I was getting so dulled out, bored out of my mind, but I didn't want to get back into the music industry because I've been burnt so bad. I just didn't want to get back into it. And then my two friends Thomas and Eric were like, dude, you got this voice. Why don't you do a podcast? And I'm okay. And it's turned into be a lot of fun. You know, I've had a lot of fun with it. Julie's giving me the evil eye every now and then. And, you know, that brightens my day. Caitlin, every now and then, she'll look over the monitor at me. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Well, we're glad you're doing it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But y'all got music gear. You could do this out of your basement.
I know.
Yeah.
We've talked about it from time to time.
How to write a song 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start with a word.
Yeah. An idea.
An idea.
I gotta get that southern drawl. Now I live out here.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
easy
funny
to do.
thing. That's a funny thing about moving out here. I still connect with a lot of people from California, like our friends and family. And when they hear me on the phone, they're like, "You got a little bit of an accent going on," and I'm like, "I don't think I do. If I do, it's been like, you know, it's kind of rubbed off on me a little bit."
Yeah.
But then people around here don't think I have an accent too, so I kind of got
No,
this
you
weird,
don't.
yeah. So it's
I don't
weird.
know.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
I love it though.
Excuse me.
I think it's so charming. Like, oh,
But
it's so endearing. I love it. I love the way people talk out here.
I went to Chicago for 3 days for a wedding. My first cousin, Jody, his daughter, Rio, and she married the love of her life. I think they've been together like 7 or 8 years or something like that. And they finally got married. And she always picks on me on my accent every time I go up her. And it's like, I know she's going to pick on me. So it gets deeper, more drawled out, thicker every time I get around her. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I crack off every now and with how you's doing, you know.
Oh geez. Oh yeah.
Something, you know, just to mess with her. But I'm very happy for them. I hope Rio and Eddie have a long, very beautiful life.
Yeah. It was hard understanding some people when we first moved here. Like, what are you saying?
What?
I don't know what you're saying.
What?
Especially when you get two country boys together, then maybe apart you don't hear it so much, but then when they get together and they're talking,
Oh, yeah.
and you start to just hear it come out, it's funny.
Yeah. Jeet yet?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Y'all
Coupons.
too?
What's a coupon?
Yeah, we
And
Hey,
or coupons.
coupon
Yeah.
is gold bars. Let me tell you, you got to have him coupons.
I got a really funny story. Actually, I was telling Brittany about this on the way over here. But we went and visited this church in Campbellsville, Kentucky, and afterwards, it was really cool. The church service that they had actually had a pedal steel player there.
Sweet.
And it was the first time that I'd ever been to a church that had a pedal steel player. And
yeah, it
it was
sounded
just
so good.
it was incredible. The music was on point completely. But afterwards I went and I talked to the guy playing pedal steel, and he's actually in the areas, Matthew something, but he plays in Nashville, and plays, professionally. But we just got to talking, and I told him about how we had moved out here from California, and he asked, well, how long have you been here? And I'm like, well, I've been here for 3 years, and we're getting used to everything. And he said, he's like, yeah, so are you guys used to everything? Is it kind of different and everything? And I'm like, well, I think I've pretty much learned, in 3 years, you think you've learned quite a bit about Southern culture. And well, it was so funny because as I was telling him this, I look off in the corner, like as the words are coming out of my mouth, I'm like, yeah, no surprises, nothing strange. And I look out of the corner of my eye, and their back office has a stuffed raccoon on the wall. And I'm like, it was just so ironic because as I'm telling him, there's no surprises anymore.
Yeah.
I'm in a church and I see a stuffed raccoon in a back
like,
office. I'm
Never
like,
seen that.
I was like,
Pretty much.
Yeah. Just things you never thought.
I got a buddy of mine. He's vice president of ABG Waterproofing. Mike Bowers is his name. He's been my best friend since first grade. Well, one of them. I've got two that we still hang around and talk and everything. But in the office, they've got a game room. Now, you think game room. Okay, I'm going to walk in. There's going to be pinball, pool tables, all this stuff. No. It's all the game that they have killed.
Oh, my God.
There's elk, there's moose, there's bear, there's
Oh, my gosh.
a bunch of raccoons, there's all, you name it, them boys have done went out and killed it.
Oh, my gosh.
But they ate every daggone one of them.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
I don't like people that go out and hunt and don't eat what they kill. You know, I just don't like that. I'm not a trophy hunter, which I don't really hunt like I used to.
I don't think I've ever hunted anything in my life.
Did
Have you?
I haven't either. No.
I mean, we
Not
shoot,
since
but we haven't hunted.
Nobody's invited me to go hunt yet. So
Oh, they'd have to
Lord.
teach you.
I know.
Yeah. You're the California boy.
If any of our friends are listening to this podcast, invite your buddy Brandon to go hunting with you. Or hunting,
Yeah.
not hunting.
Yeah.
Look,
no
you in
G.
Somerset, Kentucky, there is a sporting goods store near you somewhere out there.
There's a lot of hunting going on there.
Only thing, you go get you some camouflage and just
Yeah.
make you a
Sit in
little
your
sign.
backyard.
Just make you a little sign that says "Need a hunting buddy." That's
There
all
we
you
go.
got to do.
Yeah. I'm still learning the lingo. Like, you know, I remember when we first moved out here, people would say, "Oh, I don't care to help you, you know, with your
Whatever.
yard or whatever to help, you know."
I don't
and,
care to.
And they would say that phrase, "I don't care to," and we're like, it sounds like they're saying they don't care, like they don't want to.
No,
But the tone sounded like they were offering something, and I'm
Yeah.
like sitting there really confused. Like, you're sad. I didn't know how to
It's
take
like
that
I don't
phrase.
mind. Yeah, I don't mind.
I don't mind, yeah, but that
Yeah.
phrase is different. So it's funny, just all the little like differences.
yeah. Well, you say something and somebody looks at you and says, "Well, hell, I don't mind."
Yeah,
That means I'll do it for you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll help you out.
And we didn't understand y'all's either. Like with the S, it didn't make any sense until somebody said, "Hey, you know,
All
we're
y'all's.
going to y'all's house," and then I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense now."
Yeah.
Because at
Well,
first
yeah.
y'all's was like, we'd kind of make fun of it, like
Well,
y'all's.
I mean, y'all means two or more.
yeah,
Okay. Y'all's means y'all own it together.
yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, like
it makes sense now, but like in California, it didn't make any sense.
okay, but this is the big one though. We've had this debate about grilling versus barbecuing. So
it's the same thing, but we don't say we barbecue.
yeah, so like we got invited to a grill out, and
Yeah.
we're like, is that the same thing as a barbecue?
Yep.
In California, anything you cook on the grill is barbecue, whether you're using barbecue
hamburgers
sauce or
and,
not.
Yeah, but the
everything.
difference is out there, you had to get a permit. The fire marshal had to come out, and
That's not
out here,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just throw a log in the backyard.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we cook it right up.
That, and you guys burn everything out here. You burn your trash and burn your yard work and stuff.
yeah.
Like, oh no, we're not allowed to do that. Like, California people are afraid of fires. So like, we're not allowed to just be burning.
Well, that's because ain't no.
because
There's nothing out there to prevent fires.
Yeah.
Around here, I mean, we'll grab the hose pipe and go out there and put it out. I don't care.
I mean, and if you see like the homeless encampments and they got fires going, you know, that's going to end up being trouble at some point. So,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I like the freedom out here.
Out here, you don't know if they're homeless or just camping.
Yeah. Could be the same thing. Who knows? Yeah.
Could be. You never
that's what
know.
we called them in California, campers. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the kids.
Campers.
I mean,
Yeah.
Called.
yeah.
Don't look. They're shitting on the sidewalk.
Yeah. They're just wave to the campers.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you say to your kids, you know, when they're little and they're seeing crazy people talking to themselves?
Those people are less fortunate.
Yeah.
That's a very good way to put it.
They're very less fortunate.
Yeah.
Because actually, if you look at it, everybody that gets up every morning and goes to work, we're able to do so. So we're fortunate, you know, and to actually off of our, you know, work ethic and everything else, we build up money and credit, and we can buy a house. We can do this. We can do that.
Yeah.
Only thing you got to do is put your nose to the grindstone.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
It's true.
Same way with music. Just put
Yeah.
your nose to the grindstone.
Yeah.
Don't listen to a lot of people.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, we're really working hard on that right now.
Oh, yeah. Just follow your heart and your passion and go for it.
The plan is to release a song this year once every 4 to 6 weeks for the year,
That's what a lot of people do.
if not more.
See, I'm still 80s old school. Put together a damn album and
Yeah.
throw it out there,
Yeah.
Yep.
you know. But look, I'll tell you like I tell everybody else. You don't need you don't need a record contract. You can do everything yourself. With the internet and everything,
Yeah.
you can release your music. That's your distribution right there.
Yeah.
You know, Spotify, everything else. I mean, it's just do plenty of pictures.
Yep.
You can take when you're on stage doing a show, tell everybody in the whole audience, hey, can y'all squeeze together a little bit and I'm going to take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now y'all got me talking more country.
Well, that's kind of the place that we're in right now. Cause I've been writing songs for years, but we haven't really done a whole lot with it other than that, just compiling songs and various different genres too, because I like all different kinds of styles. I grew up listening to country music, but then kind of listened to other music. And then when we came back out here, it's just kind of, it's the most inspiring music for me to write right now, just because it's, you know, the hillside and we live, you know, in the, like the Appalachian Flats, I guess you would call it. So there's a sound too of the Appalachian Mountains. You know, it's just, and I really like that kind of like bluegrassy, kind of folky.
Oh, you want folky and bluegrass, head towards Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina. And other side of Gatlinburg. I mean, it's steeped in down home folky.
Yeah, and I mean, even like listening to some of the just some of the stuff that Oliver Anthony's done's just been really inspiring to just to hear. You know, somebody who's been so successful just with. I mean, obviously did not have like a huge production or anything. Just sang a song with a guitar and
Out in nature.
You can hear crickets and stuff. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's you know, and that's what I loved about Oliver Anthony when he first came out.
Yeah.
It was, he wasn't trying to make it big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
He
at all.
he just had something that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He wrote a lot of songs and he had a lot of opinionated songs.
Yeah.
It's not my fault that they hit the nail on the head every time he sang one, you know.
Yep.
And he's blowed up like crazy.
Yeah.
You know. And
That's been cool to
I
watch
love
how
it.
that's happened.
I love it for him.
Yeah.
But he is, I don't think fortune and fame will actually ever go to that boy's head,
Yeah.
because he is just, I mean, he even told one venue they were charging a buttload of money for tickets to go see him. And once he found out about it and got his people involved, oh, hell no.
Good for him.
And he, you know, did some stuff. What are you doing over there? You looked at me. What language? I'm speaking American. But y'all forgive me, Miss Julie got on to me again. But he's just, I think he's more of what Americana should be.
Yeah.
You know, he's just, this is the way it is. He's a simple man. And
Yeah.
I think that's in kind of our journey. We spent a lot of time playing music in the church, and I was talking to Brittany about this and writing songs about God and about our experience in that. And I think for us, we were talking about how we've started to come to this place of just writing more songs that are real, about real life, and I think that's and not necessarily. I think with religion, songs like that. You can get kind of pigeonholed into like this song needs to be about this. It needs to be a certain way. It's got to be, whatever. And
it has a sound to it.
Yeah.
Too.
And it's got kind of like a pretty sound and it's polished and kind of this, and I'm like, man, but life really isn't polished. Real life is kind of dirty. It's kind of messy at times, and we go through stuff. And I think that's what I like about some of the music that has been coming out like that. It's like, it's not about a show. It's not about it being the most polished. And I think, and it has more substance to it. Yeah. And I think that's,
writing about real things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like real experience. And I think that's, I think that would be great to hear more music like that, where it's not just fitting some sort of, formula, some sort of marketing formula just to like, hey, we know people are going to like this kind of song, has this chord progression or is about this kind of thing because we know it's safe or we know it's going to sell records. But really,
well, I mean, if you look at Stryper, you know who Stryper is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They've made a very good career for themselves, rocking for God, but there are a lot of songs that Stryper does that, yes, they're a religious song, but there's a flip side to some of their songs.
Yeah.
That are more, you could put that toward your girlfriend, you could put that toward your wife, Yeah. And Michael Sweet is probably one of the best songwriters I've heard in a long time to stick with the religious, and be able to be interpreted in so many ways.
Yeah.
On all the songs.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it really is.
That. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I wish Michael would come in and sit down and talk to me about all this.
That'd be cool.
Shout out.
Shout out. Hello. Come in. But I mean, it's just, to me, the best songs out there really are the ones that, depending on the perspective that's listening to that song, can take it one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It spans different
Oh yeah.
lifestyles and anything. It's
Experiences,
just,
yeah.
experiences. Yeah.
I think that's kind of where we're at right now, is we've just felt this like new freedom to be able to just write about real life and not be pigeonholed. And so
but make sure you live it.
we're really appreciating that freedom right now. And it's been really fun.
Don't write a song about riding a 4-wheeler and you ain't ever rode a 4-wheeler through a mud hole.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Live it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
I love it when people live the songs.
Speaking of that, if anybody wants to invite me to go on a four-wheeler and go to a mud hole.
We did do a little bit of that back home.
Go fishing, whatever.
No, back home, Somerset or back home, California?
Back home, California, my parents had a
That was
cabin.
sand.
No, it was up in the mountains.
Yeah.
But it was like the Sierra Nevada mountains, actual, big mountains. And we would have what was that? What do you call that? A 4x4, like a Kawasaki, like
mule.
Oh man, that was so fun. Right around the forest.
Yeah.
That was some good stuff.
Yeah. For people not really understanding what California is, when you get to a certain point, it actually changes back into dirt and trees and mountain range. A lot of your best skiing is in the northern part of California.
Oh yeah.
Big mountains.
Big mountains up there. You get lost on them mountains.
Yes, and it's beautiful.
Yep.
Have you ever driven through some of the areas like back in the Sierra Nevadas, like between Nevada and California? can't remember which freeway that is, but there's some beautiful.
Like Mammoth or like.
Yeah, I've been across 40, 10, 5, 70, 80. I've drove I-5 all the way from the bottom of California all the way up to the top of Seattle, Washington. So
Yeah, that's
a long drive.
God, you got me going back in my memory bank now.
That's a long drive. It take you, well, I don't know how long you
2.5
for
days.
when you drive like through California, but I mean, it could take you a whole day just to drive through the state from the bottom to the top. Is
Yeah, Texas takes you a day and a half.
yep.
yeah, wow. And then out here, like you could drive through 3-4 states in a day or more.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
And go
Yeah,
like,
I left Thursday morning at 10:30 in the morning. Drove up to Chicago. Was there by
Wow.
5 o'clock that afternoon.
Wow.
It just all depends. And then I took a longer route coming back
That's cool.
because I wanted to see more scenery. I wanted
Yeah.
to see more farms and stuff
Yeah.
because I love watching people working on the farms.
yeah.
I have yet to actually see any Amish people, but I know they're around here. I've been to like the Amish stores and stuff, but I haven't seen.
Go up 65 north, get off at exit 6, take a right. You'll go about 7 or 8 miles. And you'll see a big sign up. And
Is it like
when you-
Amish
yeah, it's
village or something out
nothing
there?
but Amish country out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I bought
I mean, I
my
like their food.
chairs on my front porch.
Did you?
I bought them there, and the ones out back, I bought them there. That freezer behind me
Yeah.
is full of vegetables from there.
Oh,
and
wow.
the only thing they don't do is meat. They don't sell meat up there.
Okay. Huh. That's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, around here you can buy half a cow if you want to.
Yeah,
You want to?
I do. We've been talking about that actually, like
Going on with our
getting like more local meat and stuff. Just,
Yeah, you can find different places around here where you can buy
yeah,
cow, pig,
that's great.
bunch of chicken.
Yep.
Get some yard bird.
Yard bird. Is
Yard bird.
that what they call it?
You know why they call it a yard bird? Because used to, when you pull up to farms, it was nothing but free range chickens everywhere. So you just go out in the yard and get a bird. Yard bird.
You know? Okay, so
Then you got to cook it and clean it. So
yeah. Well, have you ever been to Hawaii?
Nope.
Random question, but okay.
No.
So for our 10-year anniversary, we went to Kauai, the island of Kauai.
And you didn't invite me.
And well, we didn't know you back then.
Oh, okay.
But
I doubt if you're going to take me on your anniversary.
I don't
I'm
know.
telling you.
Yeah, I don't know if that would have changed things, but
anyway, so we flew out there. You know, it would be a much farther, travel from here out there. But anyway, so we went out there, and as soon as we land in the airport, wild chickens all over the whole island. They were like on the beach. They were up in the
in
mountains.
town.
Yeah.
They were in town. They were just walking in the road. They were like in the hotel because the hotels are like kind of open air. So they don't have like, walls that like define indoor, outdoor.
Well,
So the chickens would be like everywhere.
they eat more fish out there.
Well, these are like some feral chickens and they're beautiful. They're colorful. They have
Yeah.
brilliant like iridescent feathers and stuff. But I guess it's a law that you can't hunt them out there. So they're just like inundated.
Seriously?
Yes. So just inundated.
I
with
know a
these
bunch
wild
of grandmas go out there and just take care of that little problem.
Oh, I know, right? And I think it's getting to the point where they probably need to.
Yeah.
But they didn't even come there. Like people didn't even bring them there. What happened was they come to find out there's a story that a hurricane blew them over to the island in the 80s or 90s.
80s or
something like that.
90s, yeah.
I have no clue.
Really weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
'cause
ain't never been
I
there.
was not like when you're thinking you're going to Hawaii for this tropical paradise, the last thing on your mind is chickens. Yeah. And you show up at the airport and you hear
Well, unless I'm hungry.
the clucking of chickens at the airport, and you're like, this is not what I was picturing. But hey, it was all good. They were beautiful. It was something else, you know, it was part of the adventure.
I'd be in trouble. I'd grab one and cook one up. I'm good.
Yeah. Although I don't think they have much meat on them. They're more, you know.
Oh, they slim chickens?
Yeah, they're
Slim chickens.
they're slim chicken. Our favorite place to eat.
Yeah, we love Slim
We
Chicken.
go there every Thursday for lunch. Shout out to Slim Chickens.
Who needs to sponsor the show, by the way?
Yeah. They're real good. We have them every Thursday.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's a different.
Stop.
Sorry, wrong chain.
Wrong restaurant.
Yeah.
You'd be all right.
They're the ones that's not open on Sunday.
Messing everything up here.
No, you're good. You're good. So what's the next song you going to drop?
We were just debating that.
You got Stay right now.
We got Stay, and last month was Turn the Bowls Away, which has a cool story. But next, it's either going to be actually we might do two at the same time.
Yeah, it's either going to be Rise, the song that I wrote, or Sweet Kentucky Paradise. And that was that song that I told you about that was
It's our story of moving out here
story,
and just inspired by the beauty out here and the journey.
Yeah, they did a song a long time ago about the journey from the country to L.A. or wherever it was. But that was on a TV show, Beverly Hillbillies.
Ah, yeah.
So ours is like
we're,
the opposite.
We're like the opposite. We're like, I don't know what you
Going
would call
from
that.
the city to the.
Two people got tired of the taxes and they got the hell out of there.
Hey, how'd you know?
Because every Californian I've talked to
Yeah.
has said the same thing.
Yeah.
And we
Sick of it.
Yeah.
We couldn't go anywhere too. We were locked up in our house for a long time because of the
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just got a little old. So
Then you get over here and realize, wait a minute, these some bitches wasn't locked down like that. What the hell?
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was so crazy.
There was a lot of people that, they did lock down a lot of stuff, but there was still people going out, still people doing stuff.
Kentucky was was a little bit more locked down than Tennessee was for sure.
Yeah.
Because we came out and visited Tennessee and Kentucky in 2021. It was January.
Yeah.
And there was a difference, you know, when we went here.
They shut all the clubs down.
Knoxville
Broadway.
was like so low key.
Mm-hmm.
It was not. Nashville was pretty intense.
Yeah.
We still are doing the.
I was still
masks
driving
and
truck.
everything.
I didn't care.
Yeah,
I didn't give a damn.
yeah.
My parents have a trucking company.
I'm sorry.
And it's a trucking logistics. And actually, so this has been part of our story and part of our big transition is he was a manager for my parents' company and he managed all their, like the warehousing portion of it. And,
Then we moved out here and started managing a warehouse in Somerset. But it was about maybe a little over a year ago. Actually, it's almost been 2 years ago where I kind of felt like I needed to make a transition from that. I'm also a graphic designer. I have a background in doing graphic design, so I moved back into that. And I think just even though the management position kind of created a lifestyle for us that was really nice, and it was a wonderful thing, wonderful time. I just felt like I wasn't able to do some of the creative things that I wanted to.
Yep.
And now it's been more of a journey of since I started doing graphic design. I work at a sign shop there in Somerset, doing some pretty cool, fun stuff. And then that kind of freed up a little bit more free time to do this when I get home, which has been a blessing. So.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get up at 3 a.m., go to work, start at 4 a.m., get off at 1:30, come home, and work on this stuff.
Yeah. It's a logistics is.
It's exhausting.
Oh yeah, I know. I've been an operations manager. I've been safety director. Been a weekend operations manager. I've done, you name it in trucking, I've done it.
Yeah.
Even loading trucks and unloading trucks.
Yeah, it's not the most creative job in the world. It's high stress. And then when COVID hit, I mean, trying to manage that when people are staying home and
Oh, yeah.
you know, routes still need to get covered and
Gotta get
stuff
toilet
still.
paper out there.
Yeah. And so it was super stressful on all the management. And
I caught COVID while driving truck. I stayed locked in my truck for 4 days.
while you had COVID? Or
5 miles from my house. I stayed quarantined in my truck
oh my gosh.
because I didn't want my friends and family to get it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were going to die? Or did you have a more mild
No.
case?
No, it was, the first day I come down with a fever and just felt icky, you know, all the symptoms. And I was like, okay, great. I'm sick. And I called my friend Julie. I said, hey, you know where I work at, right? And she's like, yeah. I said, okay, do me a favor. She said, what? I said, bring food, bring me some vitamins. And I told her, I said, bring me vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc.
Yeah.
And just put it on my doorstep. Just knock on the door when you leave. She's like, what's wrong? I said, I probably got COVID. And I sat, stayed in that truck, and whenever I would sleep, instead of laying down, because it's all about the sinus crap and everything else, you try to keep it out of your lungs, you know.
Yeah.
I slept sitting up.
Oh gosh.
I wedged myself up in the back of the truck in the sleeper part, and I slept sitting up.
That could not have been comfortable.
It wasn't, but I can sleep anywhere. Ask anybody, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
But once I get where I'm slowed down enough and I just go to sleep. Then I'd get up, and I stayed in touch with my kids, and Julie would bring stuff to the truck for me, and
Yeah.
I was there 4 days.
And I remember he caught it in July of 2020, right around then. And so, you know, he called the doctor and, you know, I need a COVID test. And they were like, we don't have any. So you have to wait like, what did they say? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks for us to get you a COVID test. And so we need you to quarantine until we can get you the test.
Yeah.
And then once you get the test, then if it's positive, you'll have to quarantine after that.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Well, say when I got sick, it was at the very beginning of it. They didn't have nothing.
yeah.
They didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
So you drove.
I drove like an hour and a half away or something. No, it was
You
about
drove
an
up-
hour.
He drove up to this little
Town.
town in the foothills called Mariposa.
Yeah.
And they were one of the only little towns that was reporting 0 cases still that was left.
Yeah.
And he goes up there and they had a test up there. So he went up there and took the test up there and came back positive. Well, my mom that night on the news, they put on the TV that Mariposa had its first positive case. My mom was like, I bet that was Branden.
Thanks.
That was you, man.
I brought it there.
Shut up.
But then we had who was it that called the health department of Fresno? That called Branden to give him his orders,
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I was a criminal.
his quarantine
Yeah.
orders.
Call me and give me orders, okay?
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's kind of. He was like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Look, I did it myself. I stayed quarantined.
Yeah, until you felt better, and
I felt better, and I got a load, and I hooked up the trailer, and I took off.
yeah, good for you.
And that's the only time I wore a mask,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I knew I still probably had something, you know,
yeah.
so I just put the mask on.
Yeah.
And those masks were no fun.
It made you realize how bad your breath actually is.
Yeah. It did.
That was it.
I heard somebody say, and this was kind of like a funny church thing. He's like, yeah, I was so used to mics always being dirty and smelling, like when you go to a church and stuff and you play there. And he said one positive thing from 2020 is people started cleaning those things.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Well, I mean,
Like, hey,
we stay on top of that.
that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Headphones, mics, everything is cleaned.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, we all learned. Clean your mics.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Like these things, you just pull them off and you throw them in the washing machine.
Yeah.
That's good.
Ain't that right, Caitlin?
I'll be honest, I was not paying attention. My mom still asked me about the wine.
Oh, geez.
Or are you supposed to take wine?
She wanted me to check out that wine place up the road.
Oh, Summercrest. Yeah.
Yeah, she likes wine.
Remind me of that come Christmas. I'll send you a bottle of mom.
Where is this place?
Summercrest Winery.
It's right before you get on the highway.
Right before you get on 65. Right there on the right.
Okay.
Oh.
Check it out.
Yeah, I need to go talk to them. Would y'all like to sponsor a show?
Yeah.
We'll put your little crest right over there.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of shout outs today.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, is what it is. I don't care. No, Purity Dairy helps out. They supply all the beverages and stuff. And Ablaze Entertainment, she helps me out with Paula Ann. She helps me out with getting guests on the show and stuff. And
That's awesome.
we'll just shout out to everybody. I don't care.
Yeah.
Shout out to the kids that help support y'all and learn stuff from y'all.
Yeah. One kid at a time.
One kid at a time.
That's right.
There you go.
Yep.
That's a song right there. One kid at a time.
There we go. Groundhog Day.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Oh, Shadow Makers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a story.
Yeah.
There's plenty you can do.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yes, there is. They're all up here somewhere.
All up here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yay.
But it's been a fun ride so far. I mean, it's been neat just to see like just the support of not just like your friends and family, but like people that you're connected to, but maybe not as closely connected to, but they're like, hey, that's really awesome what you guys are doing. And they just want to support you and, share your stuff on social media. And,
Oh, yeah.
it's been super cool. And just like the encouragement and stuff. We took some time off from 2016 to like last year, pretty much to raise our kids because this kind of thing takes so much time.
Well, that's when the heathens are out running around more when they're younger.
Yeah.
They tear up everything.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been.
I raised mine, so
How many do you have?
they're still tearing stuff up. I got two. I got a son. He's 30. Yeah, 36. My daughter's 33
Okay.
or 34. I can't remember. Oh, but yeah, that's all I had to.
Yeah.
That's all I ever wanted.
Yeah. Two's good.
Yeah, just done.
I don't know how people do it when they're outnumbered. 3 or more. They're outnumbered. That's a whole different ball game.
Then you've got your own little group of Indians running around,
Yeah.
and you got to play the cowboy.
Yeah,
And
that's
there's-
right.
Who's tying who up?
Yeah,
who's-
exactly. You got to wrangle them.
I guess there's something to spacing them out enough so that the older kids could help out with the younger ones. So there's probably something to that.
Or you take the shotgun approach and just bam, 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 bam. Have them all back to back.
I don't know. I mean, I seen I seen a Jeep Grand Cherokee one time, and it had like the mom, the dad, a dog, and like 4 or 5 kids. And the back of it was dirty, and I seen where somebody had wrote on it and said, "My God, stay off her."
That's funny.
Seriously.
It's too many kids, man.
2 has been good for us.
It's amazing though.
Yeah.
With the amount of money people make nowadays and everything going on, people have 4, 5, 6 kids. But
Yeah.
back in the day when there was like, you know, dad was only making $5 a week, and they're having like 10, 12 kids, you know, 2-bedroom shack. And they were way the hell more happier than people are today.
Yeah. That really is true.
It's crazy.
Culture and society has changed a lot.
Well,
So
my mom, there was 4 of them total. And they were all little. And the boys were on one side of the room. The girls were on the other side of the room.
that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Mom and dad had their room.
Yep. We got to have that.
Well, yeah. But the kids didn't control everything either. Mom and dad controlled everything back then. You know, it was an iron skillet upside somebody's head if they didn't act right.
Or a switch off the tree.
Switch off a tree.
Yeah.
Mom with a shoe. And then moms back then with them shoes, they were deadly.
Yeah. Or the ear grab.
No, that was my dad. My dad, like, if we went to church or something like that and you started dozing off or something, he'd thump that freaking ear, man. That ear'd be ringing, hurting. Or that around the back of the neck pinch.
The kids these days can't handle that stuff either,
Oh.
you know.
And I was an only
The
kid.
cry if you do that to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just they're different. They're different these days. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
That could go a lot of different places right there. Yeah. But we love our kids.
I could be, I'd be canceled in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But the great part about it is you can't cancel me. I don't give a shit.
There you go.
That's the only way you get canceled is if you actually try to please everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was sad to me is when they canceled the guy on The Bachelor, the host. I don't know if you ever saw him, but like he was kind of like the iconic Bachelor host from the very beginning. And
Yeah. The sad part about it.
Anything wrong?
The sad part about it is he's the one that designed the whole damn show, the concept, everything.
Wow.
That's terrible.
It was his damn show.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And they want to cancel people.
Yeah.
It's not been the same since.
You know what? I realized that a lot of people have just lost their damn minds when they started canceling people that were already freaking dead.
Oh yeah.
You know, got mad about John Wayne on a 1971 Playboy book.
Yeah.
What the hell are you looking at a 1971 Playboy book for?
Yeah.
Seeing if your grandma was in it? I mean, come on.
I would hope not.
How bad would that freak you out, Caitlin, if you opened up a 1971 Playboy and seen your grandma in it?
Oh gosh.
Would that be rough?
Yeah, but also she would be older than.
Yeah.
Remember, my family's old.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Maybe people look at that stuff for nostalgic purposes, you know.
I don't know.
Well, I
People are
mean,
weird. Somebody out there somewhere, that's their thing.
Yeah.
I'm
That's the
sure.
thing.
I was 16 years old and I had Playboy subscription.
Oh my gosh.
I was the only child. And that certain topics in that household were wide open, you know. But back then, a lot of those conversations were, you just don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But at my house, if I had a question about something, my parents would answer. you know.
Yeah.
And honestly, Playboy had a lot of good articles in it. I read about Ted Nugent did an article in there. There was a lot of people who did really good articles in there. They interviewed a lot of big names.
They're not really known for that, though.
No, they're not. But I can honestly say I did read the articles.
So you were the one that read the articles then?
After I seen the pictures, then I'd read the articles. Look, Dave, come on.
That's so funny.
And the sad part about it is I had a lot of women friends, just, you know, friends. Like Julie. Julie's a great friend I've had ever since high school. But I knew a lot of girls that read Playboy. Because it had good articles. I mean, had a lot good writing in it. The cartoons were funny as all get out. Even though they were sexually motivated cartoons, they were still funny. They were good.
You learn something every day.
I know.
You did.
Didn't have any idea.
Well, I mean, when people actually stop being prudish and they actually learn about things, it'd be a whole lot better.
I mean, they tried to cancel, was it Dr. Seuss? A couple of
Dr.
books.
Seuss, they
Took 'em
canceled.
out of the public schools, and
They were trying to cancel John Wayne, you know, just from some things he said that they didn't like. Well, hell, go to any John Wayne movie, you know. Clint Eastwood movies. Look at Clint Eastwood movies. I mean,
yeah. I mean, you can't cancel everybody. I feel like that's kind of over, though. I feel like
It
that
is.
era is kind of over because
It
everybody
is.
realized how ridiculous it was.
say,
But it's sad for, you know, people like the Bachelor host.
yeah,
you know.
I don't like the fact that they canceled anybody. They shouldn't have.
Yeah, I agree. It was not a good era.
Although, I will say this. When they started canceling some of the people that were actually trying to cancel people, now that was pretty fucking funny. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure Julie wasn't around. That's a death for.
Is that her no word?
That's her no word.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I'm a truck driver.
This is true. Yes.
I just heard you stumble on the word funny. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
So
See,
it was like funny.
funny.
He's been around a lot of truck drivers, right?
yeah.
I mean, that's,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Which is funny because you're not meeting under those circumstances, but that's both been a lane that you've shared, you know?
Elaine.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like that?
See what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah, clever. Killing me.
I know. I'm quick.
Shame. Y'all gonna do a song? You brung the guitar.
If you want.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that.
Which one you gonna do? You gonna do Stay?
Why don't we do?
You can do Stay.
You gonna do Purple Onion? What you gonna do?
I want to do Stay because that one just came out.
Yeah.
And
Get you some
ready
rain.
for it? Need some water?
No. I mean, I'm good.
Tequila? Bourbon?
Tequila. Bourbon sound good now.
Pull it to you.
Pull it to you. There you go.
Yeah, that mic boom goes out pretty far.
Yeah. That's good. Brittany's going to be singing this song mostly.
Yay!
I might
Yep.
do a little harmony since you like harmony so much.
I love harmonies. I don't know the song, so I can't chime in. So
I'll try.
that's probably a lucky thing for y'all.
Actually, so the song has kind of like a chill pop sound to it, but we were playing it acoustically and we're like, man, I think I like the acoustic version better.
You know,
So-
it's crazy because there's some like heavy metal songs that they've turned acoustic, and I like them better.
Yeah.
Like Godsmack's doing a tour right now, because Godsmack for years was nothing but metal, and they're doing nothing but an acoustic thing. And they came to the Ryman, and I totally couldn't go for probably because I was doing a show or something. And the reports I got back from my friends and stuff that went, they were like, dude, it was just totally different show than what they're used to doing. And it was just awesome.
Wow.
They loved it.
Yeah. So you never know.
It's pretty neat. I mean, there are some cool things about, you know, living in 2024 is Beyonce's doing country now. So, you know,
Everybody. Yeah. I mean, you can just do whatever.
Who?
Beyonce's coming out with the whole country album.
she's got a country album out now. So
Yay.
It's all the craze.
I don't know. I'm keeping my opinions to myself.
I don't think I've formulated an opinion on it yet.
Well, Steven
I'm all
Tyler
for
did
it, but
Steven Tyler did a country album. Everybody coming down the country album.
Yeah. Because country's where it's at.
because country isn't really country anymore. Did I just say that? Oh,
Yeah, you did.
I did. Oh,
yeah, she's also from Texas, so she's using her upbringing in
Texas
a lot of the
roots.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not saying that I have a problem with it. I'm just saying that a lot of country isn't really country anymore. I mean,
No, it's not really. I mean, honestly, it's
Right
more
or
like
wrong.
the Eagles, Fog Hat, stuff like that. That's what they've turned it to. And now you've got country pop,
Yeah.
and you've got, I don't know, it depends on which way you want to slice the pie, you
Yeah.
know?
it's cool. It's cool. Whatever it is, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just say we quit calling all genres and just say it's music.
There you go.
There we go.
So here's
like that.
here's some music.
Here's some music.
Here's some music.
We're not going to
But-
put it in any category.
Yeah.
On Stay, what I heard, I liked it because it had a little bit of a pop feel to it, but there was also a lot of different instruments interwoven in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
That was
fun.
his genius.
It
Yeah.
was fun to produce. So,
A second time.
yeah.
Yeah.
The second time was a lot better because I actually liked it when I was listening to it. And when you're producing something and mixing it, you have to listen to it over and over and over and over again. And by the time you're done with it, you hate it. But
See, I never did that. Whenever I was producing an album or anything for anybody, I would make them play it. And then I would get okay, this would sound good in here and this would sound good in there. And then I would put that in there. And when I got done, I either loved it or hated it.
Yep.
But I never would put out a bad product. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just drove me nuts.
Yeah.
And then I just don't really produce a whole lot anymore.
Yeah. It takes a ton of time.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
More time than we have, to be honest.
there is
Well, that's why Caitlin's over there producing this show now, because it got to where I'd forget to change camera angles. I'd forget certain things, and I'd get so wrapped up in a conversation.
It's hard.
that would be a lot. And I get why people, hire a producer to do it or go to a studio because, doing everything all yourself. And for us, it just started out as like, hey, we can't really afford it, or it doesn't really make any sense for us to do that. But man, there's something to it because, like working with somebody where they're just specifically working on what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's less stressful.
Well, you got to remember, Alanis Morissette, award-winning, all that other stuff off that one album, and it was just her and the producer together.
Yeah.
And that album went through the roof.
Yeah.
So you can do it by yourself.
There you go.
You can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
If Alanis can do it, we can do it, baby.
That's right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's Stay.
Could this be real? It looks like you're leaving. Is this how you feel? I have a hard time believing, but every time you come home, you always wanna be close. I can see it in your eyes. Yeah, I know what you told me, but every time you hold me, baby, it feels so right. So could you stay? Don't leave me hanging, 'cause I hang on every word you say. I can't stand to see you walk away. Don't let our light fade and watch the colors turn gray. So could you stay? Stay.
Got the words.
Okay. If love is a game, are you winning or losing? Or are they the same? I guess you're the one choosing. But every time you come home, you always wanna be close. I can see it in your eyes. Yeah, I know what you told me, but every time you hold me, baby, it feels so right. So could you stay? Don't leave me hanging, 'cause I hang on every word you say. And I can't stand to see you walk away. Don't let our light fade and watch the colors turn gray. So could you stay? Stay. So could you stay? Don't leave me hanging, 'cause I hang on every word you say. I can't stand to see you walk away. Don't let our light fade and watch the colors turn to gray. So could you stay? Stay.
That was so funny.
Can we edit that part out?
No, I'm leaving that in there. That was hilarious.
That is like the thing. I was like, please don't do that. Oh my gosh. Of course that would happen to me. But yeah,
It's okay.
it's just real life.
Yeah, it's just real life.
Yep.
See, if you were standing on stage and 500 people out in front of you, it's still real life.
Yep. There. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Please, dear God. But yeah. See, it sounds different acoustic.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's
I like the vibe.
it's more richer, more
Soul. A little bit more soul. Feel.
I was actually thinking more Sugarland.
Sugarland.
Wow.
Sugarland.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You know what? My favorite part about this version is the extended instrumental. It's
Yeah.
it's got a little bit of a different
Well,
arrangement.
It gives you that little bit of a moment to actually reflect on what the words are.
Yes. And also anticipate what the words will be. Oh my gosh, which is so funny because the other song that he had been working on for today was the other song prior to this that we released called Turn the Bulls Away. And he was having the same issue remembering what, the start of each verse is. And that was something he had struggled with. I didn't struggle with it at all the whole time. I'm like, I know my words.
I almost want to do it. I almost want to play the song just to see if I can do it. And then
Look, hey,
He'll match it.
you do what you want to do.
Oh my
I almost want to do it because we spent so much time on it. And then Brittany's was like,
Mine was cake.
I was not
the whole
thinking,
time.
I was not thinking that she was going to forget the lyrics.
No.
No, she was doing.
But in the
great.
moment, it's like, poof.
Hey, I get that frequently.
Yeah, I do too. Like the mom brain thing, I think they call it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
That's the difference
Dude.
between starting, doing music. We're going to start doing a lot more live stuff.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
difference between starting when you're like, I'm 40 now, so
Start later, your brain's not as
your
on
brain's
point.
not as fresh as it once was.
Yeah, wait till you hit 58.
But
It's like you're rattling around the ramen noodles from last Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. My poor kids, they can't. I'm like, hey, can you grab me that? And just forget the word instantly.
Yeah, that
I'm like,
thing.
and I can't ever remember the name of a broom.
Yeah.
And the only thing that ever comes to mind is sweeper. So my kids call it a sweeper.
Well, I mean,
It's just sad, but it is what it is.
well, that's like when you got multiple kids, and you hear the stories all the time. Hey, you, the first one, come here.
Like, so we have Scarlett and Renee, and I always joke that Scarlett's name is Russ Scarlett, and Renee's name is Scar Renee. Because
Yeah.
I always start with the wrong kid's name.
Well, the bad part, Skylar is my granddaughter. Anna is my daughter. I end up calling Skylar Anna sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Hey, you, Anna Spawn, come here.
Throw the dogs in, dog's name in there too, somewhere. And yeah, so it happens with songs sometimes.
I cannot believe how chill the cats are this time. They just like laying around, don't care no more.
It's because they know we like them.
Yeah.
I love cats.
So should I try to do the song?
Yeah,
or-
do it if you want.
You the one sitting there saying you want to do it, so do
Yeah.
it.
But if you're going to do it, don't forget the words.
No. When the dust has settled and the sun goes down, and quiet falls on this little town. The distant fields, you can hear them say, Daddy ain't home, turn the bulls away. Daddy ain't home, turn the bulls away. It's an endless world, this world of pain, in the fallout of some lover's game. But the leaves will fall as seasons change. Daddy ain't home, turn the bulls away. Daddy ain't home, turn the bulls away. I'll be the king of no man's land. Walk the earth we know till it turns to sand. Sing the songs of yesterday. Daddy ain't home, turn the bulls away. Daddy ain't home, turn the bulls away. Ooh.
did it. You remember the words. Okay, you win.
You done
win.
it.
Okay.
You win the prize.
That's it. I
That
gotta
makes me
practice
feel
more.
Really good.
Yeah.
She's going to make your favorite dinner tonight just for that.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh gosh. The song has
Awesome.
an interesting story.
Thank you.
So what's the interesting story? She said it.
Well,
Do you have
I
time
did-
for this one?
Well, I shared it online, but this is basically a song on my journey of finding out who my biological father was. My whole life up until 35, so this was about 5 years ago. I found out that my biological father was someone else. So it was a journey, like a hard journey.
Well, yeah, that's kind of a
Big deal.
yeah, big time.
But it's been neat. Just in that journey, finding out more about myself, about more about just some of the weird things in life, some of the weird ways that I really do believe God moves in very mysterious ways. And so along that journey, just have learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about life, and
Your identity.
my identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the song "Turn the Bulls Away," his biological father, his last name is Turnbull, and so that's kind of the inspiration of turning the bulls away. There was an old Scottish like tale
Yeah.
or folklore about that name, that there was like a tribe in Scotland like way back, and
Which one?
I don't know.
Do you know which one?
I don't know, but the name, the Turnbull name came from a man who rescued the king from a charging bull that was coming at him and turned him away.
Turn the bull away.
Turn the bull away. So that's kind of the inspiration for the song. What's kind of cool is that if you look up "Turn the Bulls Away," only our song comes up. So there's no other song.
So it's a
Like
interesting name for a
Stay,
song.
you could hear.
It's all in the naming.
Yeah, it is. But it's very rare to have a song that's unique, original in name. We shared it with we've shared it, and a lot of people have really enjoyed it. I think we've gotten some feedback just in it's I think sometimes people are a little bit it's hard for them, I guess, to relate with the name or something. The Turnbulls, they don't really understand what's Turnbulls, what's Turn the Bulls Away. So
but they
neat.
can relate to your story.
Yeah.
Because actually a lot of people I've had similar stories like to his story. Yeah.
Look, here's my thing. My cousin did that ancestry.com and traced all the way back to the McNeil clan in Scotland.
Okay.
There's even a McNeil castle over there.
Wow.
I haven't done it. I'm not going to do that ancestry thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared.
You might find out stuff.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of like time.
Look, the 80s was wild, okay? There's no telling how many little dots are out there,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, but it is really interesting though.
What's
have-
an even funnier story? What's even more interesting is that my grandfather, whose last name is Turnbull, found out when he was, I think, 70 something, that he was adopted.
yeah.
So his name, his original name wasn't Turnbull, but it's adopted.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a neat thing. And I met him. So
I think it's wild because I seen a thing on Facebook. This guy had contacted another guy and he's like, "Why are you dating my girlfriend?" And the girlfriend come in, and what was strange about the whole story, you got two guys ready to fight each other because they think the same girl is dating, but then they find out through conversation that his girlfriend and the other guy's girlfriend were both adopted out in California, and they didn't even know it, but they were actually twins.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
And that's just blowing up.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy.
That's-
I mean, there's some crazy stories out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
I
just
mean,
never know.
Like I said, the 70s and 80s was a wild time. So you never know.
Yeah. And, you know, we're Sanchez's, but we don't look Hispanic. And when I first met him,
Well, that could be Hispanic, Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's Cuban. There's all
And a lot
kinds.
of people are marrying into, you know, the name too and stuff. So you just never know. But when I first met him and he's like telling me he's Sanchez, and I'm like, you don't look half
Yeah.
Mexican, because his father that adopted him is Hispanic, has the last name Sanchez, which is where he gets his name from. But I just was always like, wow, that's, you know, you just don't look Hispanic to me. You're 6'2", you have,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, light brown hair, blue eyes. You know, you don't look Hispanic.
Irish.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just always thought, and then he has a brother who's like, I guess it's actually technically his half brother, but I mean, they grew up together as brothers, and he looks Hispanic, like he's a lot
Yeah.
darker. So I just always thought that was curious, and then come to find out all these years later,
Well, it's
makes
funny
more
that
sense now.
It's weird.
it's kind of a weird thing to meet
Yeah.
your family. First of all, you know, knowing that your brother, like my brother is always my brother. I don't look at him as like half brother or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
because, you know, we were raised together. But as far as like blood goes, it's funny to know that you know, my half sisters that I found out that I have, like, are as much related to me blood wise as my brother, but I just never met him. So it's
Yeah.
kind of a trippy thing.
Oh, it's crazy. But I mean, you know, and then you got people like me. I've got two best friends for life. They're my brothers.
Yeah.
They're not of blood, but I've had them ever since first grade.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mike Bowers and
cool.
Ronnie Mays. And I guarantee you, I could have a problem that I needed assistance with, and I could pick up the phone, and either both of them will show up at the same time, or one will be 5 minutes late, but they'll be here.
Yeah.
And they're no blood whatsoever.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I've always been that firm believer. Blood only goes so far. Your ride and dies, the ones that are there for you, the ones that help you and that show you that they love you and they care about everything about you,
Yeah.
those are more family than some people that have blood
Yeah.
that you ain't talked to in 30 freaking years, and they don't care nothing about you.
And
I'm
that's hard.
thankful we have both.
Yeah. And it's hard to find. I mean,
Yeah,
it's really hard to find friendships like that.
it is.
And, you know, moving away has been hard for us too, because distance makes it, it's the
The only thing you got to do is invite them out,
well,
and then they'll move.
they're all raising their small families. It's hard to get them out here, but yeah, I mean, we've definitely invited, shout out to Emily.
Ain't nothing but a car ride away.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's right, Emily. You can come out and visit us.
That's right, Emily. Come out and visit.
Come out and visit
Kevin.
us.
Who the hell's Emily?
My best friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Emily.
Since first grade. That's right.
All right, we
one
don't
of
run
those.
out of time. We got to get out of here. We
been
have
great.
food on the stove.
Can't wait.
We're going to pig out.
I've worked up an appetite. So that's good. Thank you.
All right. Tell everybody your socials.
Branden and Brittany Sanchez on Facebook, Branden and Brittany Music. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We have our website, and we're on all the streaming platforms. So check us out.
Everybody check it out. And everybody go check out Stay with Spotify, I think you said it's on.
Yeah, all the streaming platforms. Yep.
Okay,
It's everywhere.
cool. So they're out there everywhere. All right, everybody. We're going to get out of here. Miss Julie has cooked up a mess of food, so we're going to go eat for a while. All right. Remember, everybody, please like, share, follow, subscribe. It helps us all. On YouTube, it's a little red button. Says subscribe. It's 2 inches from where you hit play. Hit it. It helps us all. Appreciate you, and we'll catch y'all later. Love you. Mean it. Bye.